You are welcome to this channel. Don't forget to like, to share, and also to subscribe. In the news, if Supreme Court fails to hear Rivers case before September 18, Fubara may lose governorship. Who said this? Ngige, chairman of the Council of Legal Education (CLE), Chief Emeka Ngige (SAN), has warned that Governor Siminalayi Fubara risks losing his governorship if the Supreme Court fails to urgently hear the pending case on the Rivers State political crisis before September 18. Speaking in a live coverage by Symphony, Ngige noted that the state of emergency declared in Rivers, which Fubara has challenged in court alongside 11 state governments, could lapse before the matter is heard, leaving the governor exposed to the same fate that befell former Plateau State Governor Joshua Dariye during President Olusegun Obasanjo's administration. I ventured into the Rivers state of emergency and I said the matter is in court. They sought duties. The governor in suspension has challenged it. 11 state governments have challenged it. The federal government has filed their defense. So, what is stopping the hearing of this case? So, my recommendation is that the Supreme Court should, as a matter of urgency, whether they are on vacation or not, hear that matter immediately. The state of emergency will expire on 18th of September, Ngige noted. He cautioned that the failure to have the case will mirror the Plateau experience, where the Ariye's suit against his suspension was dismissed as academic after the state of emergency has lapsed. We are not prejudging the outcome. The plaintiffs may lose or they may win. I'm not interested, but I don't want a situation of what happened in Plateau to recur. In Plateau, by the time the matter was listed, the plaintiffs were met with preliminary objection that the matter had become academics. And then, even though the Supreme Court overruled that objection on other grounds that they didn't sue the Attorney General of the Federation, the suit was struck out, he explained. I think this matter shouldn't be flogged anymore. It seems as if it's becoming overflogged. And from the look of things, the federal government may be using its own might and decided to, silence the judiciary, so to say. Because when all situations are in rightful positions and things are done, I think the expected thing is for the court to sit and allow some hearing and then begin to make decision as regards the issue. But since the court is silent, meaning that there is no need for any intervention, believing that the situation or the crisis will resolve itself, which maybe is what we are seeing now. Hearing that the sole administrator is already writing his handover notes, and also hearing that Fubara is planning himself to return to the country with his family, and also seeing that a local government election was done in which Wike participated, and also some statement that had been attributed to Wike and the chairman of APC in Rivers State as regards the September 18 restoration of power, even back to the democratically elected officials in Rivers State. If we gather all these informations together, there might be some indication to the fact that Fubara will return to power. But these are situation on a legal angle is trying to say that there is an antecedent in Plateau State during the tenure of Mr. Joshua Dariye when the same situation occurred under President Olusegun Obasanjo's tenure, that Dariye had to forfeit his office, because the matter wasn't heard. And what the Supreme Court did was to also strike it out on another technical basis of not suing the Attorney General of the Federation, even though the Court of Appeal, first of all, had to just strike it out based on its own also reasons. But being it at its may, the submission of this senior advocate of Nigeria, Mr. Ngige, is that it might be that Fubara will forfeit his mandate completely if the Supreme Court did not sit to listen to the matter. But believe you me, some people may be looking at it from the legal point of view, but many in Rivers State are not even bothered about the issue of the court case anymore. What they are much more concerned categorically is the fact that come September 18, democracy is back in Rivers State. Whether they went to court or not, that institutions should be restored. And I think if between now and 18th the court decide to sit down, I think to a large extent both parties might agree to strike out the case and not bother even to hear the case anymore. Because what is much more important to everyone is that the democratic institutions should be restored. The governor should go back to his work, while the lawmakers too should return to the assembly and do their job. That is what is much more important. But when it comes to this legal battle, if they start that now, it might result into ordinary academic reasons, which is the major reason that the appeal court then had during the time of Joshua Dari, that they had to strike out the case. Because how will you say you are in court contesting on a particular thing whose time has elapsed, and you cannot, wind back, the wheel of time anymore. That time has gone. The Supreme Court could have listened or heard the matter when it was still fresh, maybe a week or a month into the suspension, and then give a verdict towards it. But in this situation that we are looking at September 18, even in front, in few days' time, how then do you expect even both parties to begin to waste their energy and then spend a lot of resources in making sure that the matter is heard in court? And at the end of the day, if one adjournment is done, the time will have elapsed, and then the case will have just resulted into ordinary academic exercise, especially as declared by the court and was quoted by Mr. Ngigese. So, as far as he is concerned, he has realized that the state of emergency in Rivers State, well, will not favor Fubara if they continue on the path of going to court, and then the court now make decision after the 6 month expiration. I could just imagine that if Ubara is in power now, the court is not declaring that it should be handed over to. What meaning will that even bring? So, as far as that matter is concerned, I don't think either the federal government or the plaintiff are even willing to go that route. So, everybody's hand is on deck, looking at September 18 for democracy to be restored again in Rivers State. Keep liking. Don't forget to subscribe. Make sure you give us your thumbs up and please share. Thank you.